So we needed this mind-blowing angle to talk about Monument Valley. Thank you for joining us, Neil.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
How's the game going? What is the feedback you're getting from people, and how is performing on the market?
It's doing really well. We were very cautious about what it might achieve. We wanted to. I think initially we said we wanted to make our development cost back in the first year, and we managed to do that in 9 days. So it's done really well, and we've had so much positive feedback that I don't know how much better it could have done in those terms. We've been really pleased with how the game's gone down with the audience and how many people have bought it. There can always be more, of course, but yeah.
What about the concept and the mind-blowing stuff and the rotation mechanic?
Well, we were interested in making a game that was based on the architecture and manipulating the levels rather than games are often the levels move, but they're really just something for the character to avoid. Whereas we wanted something where the player would be actually reconfiguring the levels in order to assist the player, rather than the levels fighting against the character. They're actually moving and cooperating with her, so she can achieve what she's trying to do.
And obviously some inspiration on Penrose stairs or something like that?
Exactly that. We took a lot of those mathematical phenomena or what configurations. We knew some of the more obvious ones, but the more we looked into it, there's lots more interesting ones we never knew existed. So it's been a sort of fascinating education for us as well in looking at these impossibilities.
Guys at the office loved the game as well, but one of our reviews said that it might be like too short, or it also didn't have like a meaningful enough story. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, it is a short game. We wanted to. That was a very. It was one of the things we wanted to do. We wanted a game that people would complete and would be able to see from start to finish. It's a game that you pay for. It's not a premium game that wants to go on forever. So we were very interested in making a statement of one piece of content that someone would buy and consume all of it and not drop out of. I mean, it cuts the other way. People say it's a bit too short, but we were ready. We knew that would be something that might happen, but we feel that it's probably okay. Yeah.
Okay, you launched on iOS, then you launched on Android 1 month after. Are you considering any other platforms? For example, people is like crazy about Amazon here at Gamelab 2014.
It is on Amazon already. When it's on Amazon Store as well. We did iOS first, but because we're using Unity, it wasn't a huge. There were some things we had to do, but it was really just. It was fairly simple to move from iOS to Android, and we're taking a look at Vita as well, see if it works. It seems to work well on that screen size, and it is a touch screen, so that might be another platform we look at as well in the future.
You took a good part on the design of the game itself?
I didn't do any of the level design. My role was really just to navigate the project, make sure everyone was happy, which isn't easy all the time, and just really be a sounding board for the ideas, and make sure that what we set out trying to achieve was what we ended up with. Yeah.
I've heard the last. I don't know, without spoiling the game. I've heard the last level is a special one, and it's a trick. Anything you can say on it without spoiling the experience?
I think as the game goes on, that some of the puzzles and the challenges are hopefully more and more sort of mind expanding. So yeah, it culminates with a level that you have to move in and out of several times. And as I was mentioning, there is an ending to it. So the story of the main character is revealed at the end. I mean, it's a surprise, so I can't tell you. But yeah, it moves along into this point, this culmination where things are revealed, and the player discovers what's really been happening.
And what about all the projects from Ustwo Studios? I've heard that you have some literature-related projects.
Yes, in the past we've moved from being a studio that made, for want of a better word, own IP. So things on the App Store, but they were different things. We looked at the publishing industry, and we created an interactive nursery rhymes book, and we also created a reading platform that tried to challenge the way that reading was done on the iPad. And those experiments were successful to greater and lesser degrees, but we have come to focus just on games now, just because it's a bigger market and a more high-profile market, and something we've just become increasingly interested in. So our literature and reading products are still out there, but it's unlikely we'll do another one. We just want to focus on.
So then we can expect something similar to Monument Valley next from you.
Well, we just don't know. I think what we need to. The reason Monument Valley happened is because we gave ourselves the freedom to come up with new ideas with no restrictions, no plan, and I think it worked well, and we want to do that again. So I can't tell you what will be next, because we don't know until we sit down and give ourselves some time prototyping and discussing ideas. We just don't know.
Your speech is just over, and it was about a complete gameplay experience. What do you share with maybe young developers and people attending to it?
Well, what I was trying to say was that you should really, in a market, the mobile market, which is so freemium heavy, that there's still room to make your voice heard. If you have a story that doesn't fit that pattern, that doesn't fit that economic model, it's still worth pursuing that. I think hopefully we've raised some attention to that genre, for want of a better word, that kind of game. And we'd like to see more games like that as gamers. It's more satisfying. So, I mean, I would be really happy if it some way inspired people to make more games that were a complete experience, and that people did finish, rather than another endless freemium title.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, Neil.
Thank you. Thank you.